Hello, my name is Andrew Howell, bringing you another assembly video. This time it's the Red Star Pro 2 Cinema Kit version 1. Let's go ahead and get the box opened up here. Alright, you'll have your 2-year warranty card and also a Red Star flyer for their Pro 2 Cinema Kit. Alright, you can see down inside there you have your matte box, your shoulder rig here. The follow focus is hidden down in here. I took all the packing peanuts out. There were a lot of packing peanuts in there to start with. Everything seems to be bubble packed. As far as the matte box flags, which are over here, you have your rubber donuts for your matte box, the matte box trays, adapter trays, your focus whips. You've got your 2 different lengths there. You have your little focus arm here you can also use. Alright, once you get everything out of your packaging, it should look something like this, minus the camera, of course. I left my focus rings and the filter tray adapters there in their packaging because I'm not going to be using those. I'm just going to be using what I have laid out here. Okay, we're going to start with the assembly of the shoulder rig itself here. You can see they've kind of formed it so it would fit inside the packaging, but we're going to have to turn everything around now. The first thing you want to do is go ahead and remove all these black end caps, and once you get them off, just leave them off because it's a lot easier than having to put them on, take them back off again once you realize you've got something messed up. Okay, now we have all the caps off that we're going to need to remove, so I'm going to start with getting the shoulder pad all in order here. So the first thing you want to do is flip it over on its side here, and then you want to loosen this nut here. Alright, now you're going to pull the shoulder pad off the front while you're pulling these rails out the back because they've got to be on the other side. Alright, so once you get the rails out all the way, go ahead and just put the shoulder pad right back into those rails. And those rails are going to go right back this direction here. Okay, you can see the rails are kind of sticking through here a little bit. Go ahead and just tighten this blue knob as much as you can with your fingers first. Once you finish that, use the smaller Allen key provided and just stick it into the end of the screw here and tighten it down as much as you can. That's going to get it so tight that there's no way it's going to move at all. Okay, now that the shoulder pad is in place, we're going to go ahead and readjust the top handle here. Just go ahead and loosen both these blue nuts on the top here. Once you get them loose, you can pull the handle out the back. Now you're just going to flip it right over and stick it back on. It really doesn't matter which way you do this. You can mount it forwards or the other direction if you want to. I just mount it this way because it seems to be the easiest. You can't go right up next to the pole here. You can see that if you do, the blue knobs will not be able to tighten, so you got to be far enough away that you can still tighten these. Get that cranked down. You got another blue knob here, so now go ahead and take your Allen key once you get it in place and just crank it down there. Okay, next we're going to flip it over again. We're going to get the handles installed correctly on this thing. Now, the handles will mount to this bar here. You'll have 2 of these 90-degree brackets here. Both have those little blue Allen keyed screws on them. All you gotta do is loosen these ones. They're just finger tight. You can swing it out. Tighten this end down here. Then you want to loosen your handles, get these just kind of where you want them. Doesn't really matter how they go on, just that they're on. That looks pretty good right there. Once you get these in the position you want, make sure you tighten all of these screws here, because if you don't, you could end up dropping your camera accidentally because it was loose. Okay, so there's one side fully assembled. We're going to go ahead and move on to the other side. Okay, you'll see in the packaging they've attach this 90, but they don't have the handle through it, so you'll have to attach that yourself. We'll go ahead and loosen it up here. Grab our second handle that was sitting in the bottom of the box. Slide it through. This is one you had to remove the black end cap on the rail. Get it kind of where you want it there. Finger tight on this one first. Alright, once you get your handles positioned pretty much where you want them, make sure to crank them down now. Okay, now that the basic assembly is complete, we're going to move along to the mat box here. We have our left side flag. We know it's the left side because the knob is on the outside here. We're going to go ahead and just slide it on to the mat box there. Tighten these two blue knobs. Now we'll do the right side flag. Same thing. Now we're going to do our top flag. Just loosen the blue knobs. Stick it underneath them here. And then tighten them back down again. Once you get the mat box assembled, these flags might wobble a little bit. If they do, just tighten these black knobs and then they're not going anywhere. Alright, now we'll move along to installing the camera. The quick release plate has both a 1/2 inch and a 1/4 bolt in them so you can mount any kind of camera you'd need. Go ahead and just loosen the quick release plate on one side. Then it'll become loose here. All you gotta do is press this blue button, pull back. Now you have your quick release plate out. You can remove the 1/2 inch if you are just using a 1/4 like I am. All you have to do is push out this black rubber piece and just run these all the way to the end. You can pull it out, put your 1/4 back in. Once you get on the plate, it's going to be solid. It's not going to go anywhere. I mounted mine pretty far forward because I've got such a short lens. I want it to be able to get up to the mat box without a problem. The first thing you're going to do to install your camera is you want to remove the follow focus unit to start with. You're going to go ahead and just unscrew this knob here and then pull it off. It has a quick release, so it's very easy to remove even if the camera was mounted on there. Okay, so now we're going to mount the camera. Just slide it into the quick release plate. Push it forward till your lens is about flush with the mat box. Okay, our next thing here is going to be installing the donuts for the mat box. The easiest way to do this is to pull up this little blue knob here. Swing your mat box to the side. You can also do this to change your lenses or whatever you need to do to your camera. I think the second largest is going to fit on my lens well. Just kind of make sure it's going to fit there. There we go, that's the right size. So now I'm going to go ahead and put this into the mat box before I swing it back. Now just swing your mat box back. It'll lock into place. Now you can see through there that that's pretty high, and you can see right here, you can see my fingers above the lens, so the mat box needs some more adjustment. The adjustment that you can make is there's these two black knobs here. If you just loosen both these up, you'll be able to move your mat box up and down. But with everything on here, no matter what lens you're going to have to adjust it accordingly. In this case, I have the mat box and I've moved it all the way forward, but I cannot move the actual box down anymore. That's because it's hitting the 15mm rails, the main rails underneath, because this is such a short lens being a wide angle. So what we're going to have to do is swap the position of the handles and the mat box. So I'm going to do that really quick. Alright, after a lot of adjustment, I finally got this how I want it to be. Depending on what camera you use, depending on what lens you use, you're going to vary in where your plate's going to sit. You're going to vary if you want your handles in front of the mat box or behind it. Your follow focus is going to vary where it's going to sit on your rails as well. So this is just in this case, this is what works for me. When installing our follow focus, our first thing is going to be to attach the focus ring. I just went ahead and pulled it all the way out. You could swing the mat box to the side if you wanted to. I just find this to be the easiest way. We're going to go ahead and just put it right over the lens here. Okay, now that we have our lens gear attached, we're going to move along to the follow focus. This little black knob, when we get it loose, it'll allow you to slide it back and forth. Go ahead and loosen it and slide it all the way out because we're going to fit first for where it's going to go. Now just go ahead and just set it down on the rails there, pull it all the way out, and then just move it in to where it engages nicely with the focus gear. Once you get that distance, tighten that down first. Make sure it's still engaging smoothly. Once you have it engaging smoothly, then tighten the black ring on the other side over here that's going to tighten down the follow focus, the one you loosened earlier to release it. Alright, now that everything's attached here, go ahead and grab your Allen key again. Check all your blue connectors, make sure everything is tight. You really don't want to drop your camera now that you spent all this time getting it configured just how you want. The next thing I'll show you is the actual focus arms here. All you got to do for it is just stick it right in the square hole here, and you're ready to go. Switch between your 2 points of focus. Alright, and then we have our long focus whip here. Just take the square, stick it in just like you did for the other one. And there you go, you're ready to go. You can bend this around all the way, and you can still turn it. Alright, we also have our lens support here. It has a height adjustment on it, so you can adjust it for any size lens you have. If you have a long lens and you want to have that extra bit of support, this will get it for you. Very last, a question I get asked a lot is, can this rig be mounted to a tripod? The answer is yes. You got 2 1/4-20s and a 1/2 inch, so doesn't matter what kind of tripod you have, it's going to attach. Also, these holes are really good for if you have your extra camera mount, you can just screw that right into this base here to get it out of the way, but you don't lose it. Thank you for watching. This has been a video assembly for the Red Star Pro 2 Cinema Kit version 1.